guys, Tamara Dia here for Network's end of the year sneaker roundtable discussion. I am joined by 4 of LA's top sneaker experts. We're going to break down Network's top 10 sneaker releases of the year. And then from there, we're going to whittle it down to our top 5 favorites. So be sure to stick around to the end of the video because we're also going to be giving away those sneakers on a special raffle on Instagram. I'm going to start with my left. Go ahead and introduce yourself and say where you're from.
My name is Julio Martinez. I've been managing blends in downtown LA for the past 10 years. Used to work at the Nike in Beverly Hills over a decade ago, but yeah, I've just been in the game for a while, I guess.
I'm Carlos Santos. I'm the valuation manager for sneakers and streetwear over at The Real Real.
Nico Evangelista. I'm the footwear buyer for Bait.
Daniel Holcomb, I'm the director and senior editor of Sneaker Inc. We represent the global sneaker culture.
Nice. So people who know what they're talking about. So first off, and these are in no particular order, we're going to start with the Travis Scott Jordan 1 lows. These dropped on sneakers following Travis's Grammy performance. They obviously sold out instantaneously like all of Travis Scott's sneakers. What do you guys think of this sneaker, and do you think it belongs on top 10 list?
Can we all do it together?
Yeah.
No.
I think we can all say no, this doesn't belong on the list. Tell me why.
I don't think this was like if you couldn't get the highs, you went for these lows. And I don't know the actual numbers on them, but I feel like there was more of these than the highs. But yeah, for me, they don't really belong on a top 10 list this year.
Top 20?
Not even top 20. Yeah, no.
It's a low top.
Good shoe, but not top 20.
I mean, if Travis wasn't on it, I mean, it would be a GR.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Plus, I'm not a big fan of one lows.
I don't know a lot of One Low fans in particular.
There's a few, but
yeah, those blue UNC ones were better than
the
these
SB
ones.
joints.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. Those were better than these for Jordan 1 lows.
I saw a lot of people like customizing the highs into lows. Did you see those?
But they cut off the
cut them off, yeah.
collar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
trend that should stay in 2019.
Yeah.
You saw it, you hated it. Next. All right, the next shoe is the Nike Dunk SB Girls Don't Cry. So Verity's brand Girls Don't Cry had a lot of hype this year. I mean, these were really hard to get your hands on. What do you guys think of these?
I like.
No, go ahead, man.
I like the shoe, but I mean, it didn't really release. So, I mean, if you didn't even know Verity, you didn't get the shoe. I mean, I would argue it's like that it's a really cool colorway and everything like that, but I don't know if I would put it in my top 10 either way.
I would agree with it being such a limited release. It's like, did it even release to the public? Like, I've seen them like on foot once myself. I know you said it a couple times, but like I've seen them on foot once and that's it. So like, what's there to judge? Like no one even got them.
That's very true. Yeah, I agree with that.
I like the shoe a lot. I mean, great colorway. I'm sure the materials are great. I haven't seen it personally, but growing up as a skate guy, like that one's pretty clutch. But
so are you excited about this whole SB resurgence in general this year?
Not too much. I've been against the whole, just reintroducing the originals in a low top or high top when they weren't that. So.
Well, SBs have been lows. I mean, I mean, you're talking about like how SBs have really just kind of come back.
Yeah, in a big way.
Yeah, in a big way, which I think, I mean, I personally give a lot of credit to Travis Scott for that.
Absolutely.
I think OGs would probably give credit to Wale. I feel like he was really on the dunks like mad early.
A lot of influencers are starting to get into SBs, and it's just like
because they're new to this.
They're new to it, and the first place they go to is Dre from Project Blitz. If anything, like that's where everybody. If you're a celebrity, you need to get something old. That's where you're probably gonna get it from. Facts.
Oh yeah, and they win the ball for him.
Yeah, exactly.
So you think it's just hype that the SBs have come back so strong?
I think
influential.
So. Yeah, it's influential.
I think Kyrie deserves a little credit for the SB thing because he was taking some old colorways and throwing them on his current shoe, and which brought a little attention back to like the essence of dope SB shoes that were releasing back in the day.
Nice. I do actually like these sneakers. I think they look really fly, but I agree it wasn't like a mass release, so it's hard to throw it on a list like this.
Yeah, I wish I had them right now. I would look great in these shoes right now.
You look good in the white ones. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, even better.
Better talk to your plug. All right, so these actually just released. This is a late entry into the sneaker lists of 2019. It's the Nike Dunk Off-Whites. We were talking about this one a little bit earlier. You know, obviously it's Virgil. Virgil's hand on anything is generally turns to gold pretty quickly. What do you guys think of these? Back on the Dunk conversation.
As a Dunk fan, I'm not a fan of this one. I used to have similar shoes back in the day in the 90s, and it just just feel like, you know, it's because of the person, because of Virgil. That's the reason why it's the way it is, and people are hyped up about it. But nah, it's just another $90 dunk to me.
I'm not a big
190,
off-white
right?
fan. Yeah. I'm not a big off-white fan in general. I was kind of excited about these. I like you're a big dunk fan, like the OG, like collegiate colors. All that stuff is dope. And in the orange lacing stuff, his like weird aesthetic of adding panels and things, this one I think kind of works for this. But he just showed us a pair in the back, and seeing the materials on them in person, like I have zero interest in these now.
Yeah, you know, we were just talking about it, like the materials, like how the leather was like very thin compared to like even like GR stuff that they have out right now. Like you could buy an old school dunk for like, you know, 150, 200 bucks, and the material's a lot better than it.
I can't think of a release as of lately that has had materials like that. It's paper thin.
Yeah.
It was pretty shocking. So we were in the green room and he brought the sneaker and we were like looking at it because they just released. So none of us had actually seen it yet. And the material on the leather was shockingly thin.
Keyword shocking. Like,
Yeah.
we were all like gasping.
Yeah.
What?
For that price point?
Yeah. And what these are gonna go for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're already flipping, I think, for 500 on StockX.
Yeah, something like that.
Easy.
But this is people, I mean, like I said, like I was actually really into them. I think that I like the aesthetic of them, but actually feeling them in hand and feeling how thin it was really just knocked them off the list for me. Yeah.
Completely
agree.
changed
it.
Yeah, I thought like you said, they were gonna be late comers into the top 10 list, but after seeing it in person, no sir.
Yeah,
changes.
because I wear my kicks, so I need them to actually work.
Last a while?
Yeah, these I feel, I mean, anything could take them and shred them.
My cats would actually chew the laces off.
Yeah. All right, guys, so the next one on the list, this is actually a personal favorite of mine, kind of classics, but the Air Jordan 4, the Breads. I mean, they're iconic, really. They're designed by Tinker Hatfield. They're just classic. I mean, I feel like they deserve to be on the list. A lot of people might disagree. Let me know what you think.
I love that shoe so much. And I remember getting my first pair in 2012 with the Jumpman on the back, and I desperately wanted Nike Air so bad. But when they finally brought it back, I was like, oh my God, it's finally happening. And then you see photos. I might be the only one here that feels this way, but it's so off center.
No, you're not the
It's
only one.
completely, I can't
toe
look
box?
at it. I can't look, no, the back heel tab is like, the Nike is over here and the Air is almost over. It's like, just please straighten that out.
Sets
Because
off your
like my
OCD.
OCD mind, I can't see anything else but how crooked that is. So I didn't even get a pair.
Yikes.
Like it's sad. I definitely want a pair of fours with Nike Air on the back.
Huh, I have a pair, and I've never noticed that they were off-center.
If you're not, it's crazy OCD. Like I made a post where I put lines up against with like the 99 release, the last ones that came out with Nike Air, and it's like those were like the 89 pair, like they were straight, and it made sense. I can't see anything else but that.
Oh man, I feel like I'm gonna go back and look at them, and now
I don't want to
like-
ruin anything
Yeah.
for you.
I still love them regardless of that. What do you think?
I mean, it's a classic shoe. I could never go wrong with that black and red 4. Believe it or not, I've skated in that in the past when they retroed it a few times, a few years ago. But I mean, it's a classic, black and red. It's automatic for me.
Yeah, I would probably put it at the bottom of my top 10 or towards the bottom of my top 10, but I mean, just because it's such an OG shoe with the Nike Air, even if it might be off center, I still it still gets my vote for at least like a really big contender of the year.
Facts.
Yeah, same for me. I mean, I'm with Carlo on that. I mean, I've had a bunch of 99s, some at 4s, bread 4s, just because I love that silhouette as far as that. But same with you. I'll put them on like the bottom of the 10, but not in the top 5 for sure.
No,
Yeah, all that being said, I think they still belong in the
they belong.
Yes,
top 10.
yes.
Absolutely.
Placement.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so that's the
placement matters.
list, and I'm cool with that. All right, so we're moving on to the New Balance Aimé Leandre Life in the Balance 990 V2s.
I'm a fan of it.
I like the shoe.
Absolutely.
Go
We're
ahead.
all in agreement here?
I'm not in
I was
agreement.
about to say, she doesn't seem like she
We're all in agreement that we like this shoe.
It's not that I
Yeah.
don't like it. I think that they have, I think it's the 997, which, I mean, those are fire. Like, to me, that will-
bodegas?
No. Well, those two, actually.
That's
I was going to bring
different.
up the bodegas as well.
Yeah,
No,
but
the
that should be
Aimé.
on the list too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Either one. should be
Yeah.
on the
No,
list.
I mean, no, it's the Aimé Leandre. It's just the other version that they made. It's a different color palette. It's kind of like a sand color. Those are fire. Those belong here way above these. And then I would even venture to say the bodegas belong on here too. Like,
I would throw the bodegas in that conversation.
yeah, fact. When I'm not a huge New Balance person, I'm gonna
Right.
keep it real. I think they're very functional, not my personal aesthetic. the bodegas were the reasons why I started buying New Balance.
Yeah.
Oh, Drew Barr fucked the game up with those. Like everyone's like New Balance, huh?
Yeah.
Like, and he did it twice in a row. Like
Yeah.
with the no bad days
Right.
and the no days off. He killed those things, dude. Everyone's looking at New Balance a different way because of that.
Yeah.
Now this is the coolest color of this model that I think I've ever seen. Like really subtle with nice materials and that hit of yellow in there. Really nice. And the ad campaign behind these was sick. That I liked even more than the shoe itself.
I mean,
Yeah.
you always have Nike, Jordan, and Adidas always coming out with stuff, so it's like it's good to see another brand bring out stuff. You
Yeah,
know what I
and
mean? Like
good
New
stuff.
Balance. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So.
with different brands.
And one thing I like about New Balance is like their materials is actually like really good quality. Like their made in USA stuff is like really good as well too. So
Yeah, I've never had a New Balance where I was like,
Yeah.
materials are crap on this.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Yeah.
it's a great sneaker. It's just, if we're talking top 10, for me personally, this version or this colorway would be on the list. There's other ones, even by this designer, that I think belong above this one. But it's a beautiful shoe. We're nitpicking, obviously, because it's a top 10 list, and that's what we're
Right,
here
yeah,
for.
so
that's what you gotta do.
All right, next up, the Yeezy 350 V2 Pirate Black Reflective. I feel like we could, let's just go in.
No.
No, yeah,
Hard no,
these
right?
wouldn't be on Yeezy's top 10 list for the year. Like his own list. Like this, I don't even know where these came from to be on this
But
list.
you
at
know what?
all.
I can appreciate this only because all you've talked about is Nike. So I can appreciate it. A different brand being.
Well, we just had New Balance on the
Well,
list.
yeah, it was two out
But
of.
just to me, it's just like, all right, when's a new silhouette coming? When's a new SKU coming? Like,
Right.
you've seen
The
this
350s are
version-
just overplayed at this point.
Yeah,
Exactly.
you know, there's just so
Well,
much
the
you could.
new 600s that are about to drop, right?
Yeah.
Like those are way more interesting.
Those are
Right.
actually, yeah, even like the.
But they haven't dropped yet, and we're
No,
talking
no,
about
no.
The alien ones,
2019.
But they're dropping-
Or like
dropping
the
this
700
year.
V3s. I was like, those kind of look interesting. You know, I don't know. When I look at a shoe, I look at it from like side and then the top too. I'm like, does that look nice from the top?
Right. If I'm wearing a shoe, I have to like it from
Yeah.
like looking down.
Oh, you need
above.
both.
Yeah.
You need
Yeah.
both. It's rare you get both.
Yeah.
Very.
Well, I feel like the last couple years we'd be remiss not to have a Yeezy on the list, and now we're at a point where are people really rocking Yeezys like that?
Well, I think the
anymore?
discussion with these is now everyone can have them.
Right.
Like he made true on his promise that
Yeah.
if you want a pair of these, you're gonna have them. And now it's possible. You can get them anywhere. They're re-releasing the Zebras still.
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
year. Yeah.
What third time?
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
he
Third or
did,
fourth.
yeah, he did release a lot of Yeezys this year. We saw different silhouettes even. So do you
Lots
think?
of colors.
Do you think any, aside from 350s, do you think any of the Yeezys belong on a top 10 list for 2019?
Any of the 350s?
No, any of the Yeezys, because he released the OG Aliens. He's releasing.
I thought the aliens were cool. I don't know if I'd put them in a top 10. They're definitely like pushing the envelope with like sneakers and like the way they can go, but I wouldn't put them in a top 10.
Right.
When you say the alien, we're talking about the clogs?
No,
No.
those.
No, this they
The
look
The
like,
OG,
380s, I think
yeah,
it was like
380.
they look like
yeah,
a
yeah.
mid type.
With the
Okay.
gum sole?
But not the croc looking.
No, not
no,
yet.
that's
Objection.
no.
What do you think of those?
That's more of a discussion because it's like you
Interesting?
said, pushing stuff. Like that really is
Yeah, that
pushing
is.
stuff. And material-wise, that's more interesting, I'd
Yeah.
say, to talk about.
tight. They're comfy.
You're not
I
going to
have
find
them.
them. You have a
They
pair of
comfy?
those? That's
Oh, you have them?
So if they
Oh,
comfy,
interesting.
that's all
buy
that
it
matters.
right now. I wear them around the crib.
Yeah,
Nice. Yeah,
perfect. Those
Yeah.
are your new Crocs.
Those
you
are
know what I'm saying?
balling house shoes. Yeah.
Fashion Crocs.
Well, how much does it play into you wearing sneakers of someone who is, not necessarily politically correct anymore? So I feel like back in the day we would all rep Kanye like so hard. You would wear his merch, you'd wear his sneakers, and now we're at a point where maybe people are shying away from that because of his political leanings. Have you guys worn Yeezys this year aside from your Croc Yeezys?
No, those are the only ones, and I just thought because I thought they were cool. But I don't. As far as like a younger generation, I don't think they really pay attention to that. Like kids who like go out and buy Yeezys, they're not listening to like his political views. They don't even have political views.
Yeah.
I think it's just more of like us from an older crowd. We're like, well, maybe we don't agree with that, so I might not wear his shoe. But overall, like Yeezy brand as a whole, I don't think it's really deterring like anyone from not wearing it.
Yeah, it's $1 billion brand now.
Yeah,
Exactly.
clearly everyone's still wearing it.
Yeah.
They're still selling out, or eventually they're selling
It may not be us who doing it, but then there's gonna be somebody else doing it. You know what I mean? Like there's your trendsetters, and then there's people that are gonna tag along after. Like so, we just hand it off to them.
Exactly.
Just like Adidas opening up to Dick's Sporting Goods. Like if boutique's not gonna get it, they'll figure out somewhere else
Someone
to go.
will.
We've made our statements at Sneaker Inc. about Yeezy, and after we met with Trump and all that kind of stuff, we posted some things. But at the end of the day, like time moves on, and like you forget about little things here and there, and you move. Like if the shoe is hot, like the shoe's hot. Like you're not gonna be like, well, he sat with Trump, and this shoe sucks because of that right now. Like time rolls on.
You have the Nike Yeezys. You're still wearing those, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Without a
still
doubt.
am. Yeah.
All right, next up we have the Air Force Mca. So these are fire. Riding the hype of 2018's MoMA AF1 collab, Virgil released 4 pairs of these back in July at Complex Con Chicago. Did you guys get your hands on these? Did you want to get your hands on these?
I had a pair. I got the wrong size, so I ended up selling them, unfortunately. But I actually really like the shoe.
Did they run weird? Like
They fit a little bit bigger than regular Air Forces. I personally
because of the whole deconstructed thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love the deconstructed swoosh.
Yeah,
It's great.
they're
They did
sick.
these on the white pair, the original white pair that they released at Complex Con
Yeah,
a
the
couple
OG
years
one.
ago. Yeah, those are. I actually have those, but they're all beat up
Beat
now.
up,
But
yeah.
I love them. I still wear them no matter what.
They look better beat up.
Yeah, most shoes do. But so would you guys think this is a good spot, like on a top 10 list?
I would say they fit in the
would
top
say
10. I would.
sure.
I might give them top 5. I'd probably give them top 5.
They're certainly
Nice.
up there with all the hype and everything. What I like about this shoe is how it was released. Not released, but or
like-
unveiled
Right.
at the museum and everything in a cool exhibit about like different forms of speech. I forget the name of the show right now, but I just like how shoes were detailed as a form of speech.
It's like
You know what I
it's
mean?
like a way of storytelling.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
And I know all of us feel the same way.
Yeah,
about
because
shoes.
I think
everything
like
is
even
there.
today, I think like new kids these days, they don't know the story of like certain shoes. Like, you know, just for example, like the Dunk Biotechs, like people thought they were SBs. They're not SBs, they're called JPs. So it's just like if you have a story to tell with the shoe, like that just adds flavor to it. You know? So,
Well, that's the culture that I'm interested in. That's
Yeah.
what I got into this for, was for all the stories and everything that's attached to it. I was just a sneaker con. I don't want to derail this, but like if that's what sneaker culture was when I got into this shit, like I wouldn't have gotten into this shit. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's so different now. I mean,
It's crazy.
I was also at SneakerCon. It's wildly different than even just a few years ago.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's good or bad, but here we are. But yeah, so interesting. Virgil making it twice on this list, huh?
Yeah, I gotta disagree with that. I'm sorry.
Why? Why do you disagree?
Yeah, go for it.
One, I'm not an Air Force person. I'm a dunk person.
Okay.
Two, just same way maybe some people feel about the whole Kanye effect with all of the Yeezys. That's kind of how I feel about the Virgil thing. I've just seen way too many.
Just
of
overplayed,
the-
or
I've just seen too many zip ties now, so I'm just kind of like
Yeah.
a little over it now.
zip
But
tied
it's
out?
a cool colorway. Don't get me wrong. I just kind of.
Yeah, I've seen this like rock the best out
Yeah.
of most of this
Yeah.
stuff that I've seen. Because it's such a striking.
But I do
color.
agree with what you mentioned, the story behind it, the way it was released, like.
As art.
Yes.
I mean, I
That's
appreciate
sick,
that part.
but-
Yeah,
Not a
that's half of it.
Yeah,
Should be half of it at least. Yeah. All right, next up, one of my personal favorites on the list is the Cactus Plant Vapor Max.
Okay.
I give these top 2.
Wow. Okay.
I'm with
I
you.
think-
This
I
is top
already
2 for
agree
me
with
too.
you.
I like these a lot.
I like them a lot too.
Yeah.
I
we
wasn't-
were just talking about
We were
it.
talking back in the green room. I didn't really like. I had the off-white Vapor Maxes when they first came out. Wasn't really a big fan. This shoe kind of made me like Vapor Max again.
I'm the same. Well, I just don't think they're comfortable. Like I also had the
Same
off-whites.
here.
They just
Yeah.
are not comfortable. So I completely shied away from any Vapor Max as a result. When these dropped, I called all my plugs.
Yeah.
And still couldn't get them. But no, these are 100% top. I would say top 2 or 3
Definitely.
for me.
I think
Yeah.
the design aspect of it as well, like, you know, deterring from like a regular like leather swoosh or something, like just like the outline and everything. Even the friends and family joints are hard.
Yeah, the lights.
Yeah. The light up.
Those are crazy. When you
Yeah.
first saw those, I'm like, whoa, these light up.
Yeah.
Like you definitely get intrigued.
Yeah.
And like this is the epitome of the like do-it-yourself culture that is really prevalent right now. A lot of add-ons and take this off, like switch this around, which is everywhere right now. I think John Geiger deserves a lot of credit for all of that, by the way.
Oh, the swooshes? Yeah, for sure.
We were talking in the green room about like swooshes and how back in the day you couldn't touch a swoosh. You know what I
Couldn't
mean?
touch it, you couldn't
Sacred.
flip
And that's
it.
how they treated John back in the day. Like no, we're not going to add swooshes to this. And now look what he's done. Right? I mean, and now look what Nike's doing. There's crazy swooshes on everything, backwards, multi-layers,
Velcro.
little swooshes everywhere, like
all the
all
time.
kinds. They're fucking with the swoosh everywhere right now.
Yeah. He's definitely like a trendsetter with because he did the misplaced checks, and then I
Yeah.
feel like even Travis's first effort came out with like the swoosh that you can
Yeah,
take on and off,
the Air
and then
Force
the
One,
Velcro,
yeah.
and you can like add them on there
Yeah,
for sure. I think like
Yeah,
nods
he
to
deserves
that.
a lot of credit for
Starter
that.
kit, check swoosh pack.
Yeah. Yeah, and I see the Air Force. That one definitely is cooler. Just what they were.
I just like the
offering.
quality of that. The quality was just, canvas was there. There was some
And you're not even an Air
reflective-
Force One guy.
Exactly,
Yeah.
but I
Wow.
can
That's
appreciate materials and just the quality of, like, I can appreciate this Vapor Max. But I'm a little guy, so I can't. It's too much air bubble for me.
And the last thing I'll say about these is that it's crazy to see how far she's come with like the merch
She's killing it.
designs and all this
What a
stuff,
year,
and how
man. What a
that's
year
gone
for
to
her.
a Nike shoe.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
Yeah, she's killing
like,
it.
That's
shoe
wild.
apparel.
So
I
props to that.
actually like. I would love to see what her next effort is with them. Like, I hope that there's more coming. I mean, these were so wildly successful.
I think the Air Force Ones deserve to be on this list. Those were
Yeah.
fire. The
Yeah.
up tempo, like sun and air. What I forget what they say. Like
Oh yeah, the sunflower.
yeah. Shit is. I really wanted a pair of those.
So you would put this on your top 10?
I would
those?
put the Air Force Ones on my top 10 list.
I don't know if I put them top 10, but I really like the shoe.
Those are hard.
Yeah, they're
Those
super
are hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's been killing it. I'm like very curious to see what the next year looks like for her. All right, next up, I feel like this will be on everyone's list as well. Travis Scott Jordan 1 highs. So, I mean, these from Jump came out and everyone was, you're laughing.
He already started shaking his head, so I just started laughing.
Well, I feel like most people will say yes, so I want to hear the no.
Yeah.
Why no?
Again, going back to flipping the swoosh, I was always against this. But I like the colorway. I've been a Jordan 1 fan. I've skated in Jordan 1. So, again, I can appreciate the shoe. The quality is there. Colorway is there. Maybe, I don't know. I just don't like the swoosh. That's just personal.
I'm a little indifferent on the big backward swoosh, but overall, I love the shoe. I think it's really cool. I mean, there hasn't been a good olive shoe since like olive fives, excuse me. Like I think that was like one of the last good olive shoes, other than like undefeated
brown?
fours. It's like kind of like an olive brown color.
I can see where you're going with that.
Yeah, like there hasn't been like they just haven't been able to get it right.
Yeah.
And I think just also just like with the cool like little pouch and everything, I think they just really like did a bunch of cool things. And obviously like it's Travis, so it automatically.
Well, the
just
pouch, I
gets-
remember seeing that in like a skunk dunk. Back
Right,
in the
yeah,
day,
yeah.
you
Oh, yeah,
know?
yeah.
So
The
again,
pouches aren't
I've
totally
seen
new.
that
Yeah.
already. So
But the execution of them, like materials here, like
Yeah.
you're saying, materials are really nice on these. Like the actual collar is like this nylon, and like it goes all the way around, which is nice. I think I would expect that it would just open up on like one side, but it actually goes all the way around. Not
Right.
that I've not seen anyone use it for something really creative yet.
Just 'cause they, you know, for me, it's just like, you know, it's deteriorates from like a regular Jordan shoe. Like, you know, you have like hidden features and whatnot. So, like thinking out of the box as a design aspect, like that's dope. You know, and letting Jordan Brand like be able to do that, like I'm surprised they let them.
That
do
they
it.
were able to
You
get
know what I'm
Jordan
saying?
Brand to do that,
Because at the end of the
absolutely.
day, they're still trying to preserve Jordan Brand itself.
Yeah,
so.
and Chase P, like his DJ, right?
Yeah.
He's one of the main dudes who worked with him on this project.
Yeah.
He's been killing it, and I'm not a huge reverse swoosh guy, but I love how nice the swoosh is. Like it could have been crappy leather, but
Crappy
you
leather,
can
but it's
tell from
really
here that
nice
it's like
leather.
nicer
Right.
shit. Like
I think
nice
these are tough,
details.
yo. Like
Yeah.
when these came out, I was all over these. I also love it's such a small detail, but I feel like as people that are into sneakers, you will appreciate this. The fact that it comes with like 5 different lace colors.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh
that's
yeah,
great.
hell
These
yeah.
laces are hot.
Yeah,
Yes,
like
with the-
I
Yeah.
love that because I mean, when you wear a certain sneaker over and over and over, I think you get to the point where you're like you love them, but they get boring. even
Yeah,
if
you
they're
gotta
really
switch 'em
dope.
up the laces.
And I think the easiest way to switch up your sneakers is just change out the laces. And I
course.
feel like that comes.
That's
like,
how it was
in-
back in the day
That's
too.
how
Right.
we
Yeah.
did with
Yeah.
it.
You get some all white uptowns, you just switch them laces.
Well, I'm used to get more laces.
Yeah,
with
Yeah.
your
exactly.
shoes.
Well,
Now it's
Superstar
like
used to
it's
come with
like they
laces
used
too,
to,
Yeah.
you
yeah.
know,
They used to
so-
like they've definitely been cutting back on all the extra laces, but they went crazy with this one.
But I love that. And you have a new lace for every day of the weekday, day of the week.
Weekday.
Well, because it's only 5. But no, these are tough, and especially with the pink. I think it would be remiss not to have Travis Scott in this conversation at all, just because it's been. I mean, he's killing it. Like as we said before, everything he
Definitely.
touches, everyone
Pushing
sells
the
out.
limits, for sure.
Which is dope, and he has that much clout that Nike allowed him to just take the swoosh off and flip it around like that. Yeah.
But where are the
Travis Scott.
sixes?
So let's talk about that, because I personally, for me, the 6s would 100% be on this list, possibly even top 5. But it's like missing from this list. What
They
did you
could
think?
step on multiple pairs on this top 10
Yeah.
list for sure.
Yeah,
Especially the one lows. Like
yeah, got
those
it.
are the first to
coulda got
go.
those,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
You guys rock with the 6s?
I mean, no.
No.
I'm
I don't have any pairs on this list.
Yeah.
The Jordans I wear is 1s, 3s, and 4s. Straight. 11s are uncomfortable. you know, I'm a little bit older, so I go for comfort. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, and the sixes, like
The
they
sixes
go to-
are comfortable though.
Yeah, but like they go to my ankle, the heels. I'm like, man, I don't like that. So
But we also have the return of the pocket on these sixes.
Yeah.
Or return of the pocket in terms of Travis Scott sneakers,
Definitely.
but not in terms of being on a six.
Right.
So
Why'd
that
it
was
take
also
this?
dope.
yeah, the design aspect was pretty dope.
Yeah, the 6 was sick. I just don't understand why it took that long for them to put a pocket.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, like you're saying, it's like it's not how long it took them. It's like they finally reached a point where someone said it the right way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Or
hey,
they
this is
had
what
it-
we should do, and they went for it, and it's sick.
Like
that
this is
shit will go
what
down.
this
I
person
think.
wants.
Think-
Let's try to do it. It's like,
And
damn.
also, it's like that same family of the olive. And
Right. I like the shoe personally.
so you
Oh, I think
prefer
it's
the 6 or
slates.
the 1 olive?
Probably the 1 if I had to pick one over the other,
okay.
but I still like the 6.
yeah.
Yeah, sixes are fire. All right, another one of my personal favorites, the Sacai Nike Waffle Daybreak. It's good. Yeah, I mean, what do you guys think of these? Oh,
my
you
number one.
oh, you don't like these at all.
I
You go first then.
I heard him.
Yeah.
He made a guttural reaction. Speak.
yeah, I'm sure they're comfortable. Again, it's the swoosh thing for me.
Okay.
Multiple swoosh. Again, I'm just very old school and to the point where I wasn't able to touch a swoosh back then, but you can now. But it's a cool shoe. I like it. I'm sure it's comfortable again, but yeah, no, I can't.
I love that shoe. The green ones are sweet.
Yeah.
Like the first green ones, those ones like really did it for me.
Yeah. With the
I had
yellow.
the blue and red ones. I had them like maybe like a month early, and I wore them to Coachella. Best decision ever.
Comfortable as shit.
Trashed
Yeah,
them.
trashed
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And they
And
breathe
then
well.
dropped them off to Jason Mark.
Breathe
Hey,
well,
yeah.
they're super comfy.
You know,
I think these absolutely deserve
I like
to be
them
on
a
this
lot.
list.
Yeah.
I think this will end up in the top 5
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
the end of this
No
for
question.
sure.
Yeah.
I can't believe how many different kinds of styles that you've seen these worn. You know what I mean? Like everyone's wearing these in different ways.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, these kind of sneakerheads like these only. You know what I mean? It's like everyone has their own way of liking and appreciating these. And to go along with the like deconstruction off-white thing, I can appreciate the reconstruction of these because this isn't necessarily a deconstruction. It's 2 different models,
Slashed
literally
into one, yeah.
popped into one, and like the way they went about it is, and the like 70s color palette is like,
So is that the
They
Sean
do-
Witherspoon effect?
would you say? No, I mean, I wouldn't say that. They took 2 other, the way they matched these together is a whole freakish way.
Right. This is
Whereas
more like a Frankenstein
Sean like
where
was
that was
more of
kind
a,
of like
yeah,
2 together.
yeah.
With the Sean thing, I mean, Nike's been doing that for years, man.
Yes.
You know
What,
I'm saying?
hybrids and
Yeah,
stuff?
the
Yeah.
hybrid
Remember
shoes.
the
you know what I'm
Jordan
saying?
Fusion stuff
Yeah,
back in the
yeah.
day?
So,
So
it's-
I will say though, you're wearing them, but I'm not a big fan of the Sacai Blazer.
I am.
I-
I'm more of a fan of that one than
I'm not
that.
personally a big fan of them.
I think
Just
it-
because of vulcanized. Like, I don't like a bunch of vulcanized stuff on my shoe, and like there's so much of it.
That
on
goes
here.
back to my whole skate roots. Like,
yeah.
So you like the
Yeah.
multiple swoosh on this one though?
no, I just like the silhouette.
Okay.
I don't like the swoosh.
the silhouette.
So these, obviously, the Sacai's, the Nike collab was unveiled at Paris Fashion Week.
Right.
I saw photos, and right away I was like, I need these shoes.
Yeah, they're dope.
Both, but I could only get these. I still want the waffles. I think this absolutely deserves to be on the list. I would even say it's the #1 sneaker of the year. I think it's really fire. I know a lot of people had an issue with the heel tab, but I think it adds to it personally.
We're good
You
on
mean
the
with
heel
the
tap.
one sticking out a little
Yeah.
bit? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, then there's that one viral fucking
the
video
guy
of the
cutting
dude
him off.
scissors on the
Yeah.
back. Like, dude.
All right, so before we whittle this list down to our favorite top 5 that we're going to be doing in the giveaway, what sneakers are missing from this list that you guys think belong on a top 10 sneakers of 2019 list?
Well, for one, personally, I feel like the 997 Bodega belongs in there. I just like the way it's executed, and the colorways are it's nice. So
I can't disagree with that. For me, it's probably like the Clout Fragment. I mean, Clout's always been like timeless with like the Silk Air Force, and then like I was saying, like if you slap a gum bottom on an Air Force, I'm a sucker for it. So those are it for me.
I'll give 2. I'll say the Air Force One Armand Meniere's, and then the undefeated joints, the Air Max 90s that are coming out.
I'll go totally wild card and say the Air Max Plus 3, which I haven't seen put back out since I started collecting. I was very excited for that to come back out. I don't think anyone in here even knows what that looks like right now. But yeah, the hyper purple color is the shit.
All right, well, we are breaking down the network top 10 list, which means it's our turn now to whittle it down to the top 5, which we will later be doing a giveaway for. So you guys can enter that drawing on Instagram. top 5 out of this list. Go ahead and pick. Well, let's just throw our suggestion on the table. I think we can all agree at least that the waffle would be on there, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
All right.
I think waffle definitely deserves to be
sure.
on there, no question.
All right.
Let's
so
start with something we all agree on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you have to go Vapor Max as well.
100%.
For sure. All right. That's 2.
That's my 3.
I would even say the Travis Highs.
Travis High, you got to throw in there.
Travis High's got it.
I think I mean it was definitely the best Jordan release of the year.
Oh yeah.
So I think you definitely have
Okay,
to
so
throw
we're
it in
already at 3.
contention.
Okay, we have 3, so we just need 2 more.
Out of these, I'm leaning towards the Bread 4 just because it's
Me
such
too,
a classic.
actually.
I would say
You
the
know what
Bread 4, just, yeah, I agree. It's
How many
classic.
times has it released and how many times has it
This
sold
is
out?
the 4th time it's coming back out?
By itself.
By itself.
Because the other ones
Oh,
were
no,
packs.
yeah, 3.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
3rd time by itself. Countdown Pack in
Yeah.
2008 was a joint.
Are we all agreeing that the Bread 4?
I think Bread 4 is
Bread
fair.
4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
All right,
I would
that's
also
it.
probably. I mean, I think MCA you just kind of have to include.
I'm leaning that way too.
I'm torn
Absolutely.
between MCA and the Verdi.
That's my thing. Is I was,
I'm
I
telling
was,
you
I was
right
like,
now.
I'm between the Verdi and the MCA.
So-
But I would probably say the MCA over Verdi.
I would say MCA and I don't know. I mean, I'm the dunk. Again, it didn't. We didn't see a
Yeah,
drop, so that's what makes
that's
it
another
that much
thing.
more special for me. So both of those. So I would put those 2.
I'm gonna throw the New Balance in there just to change it up a little bit.
Wow.
change it
Okay,
up a
so
little
we're
bit,
split
yeah.
on the 5.
Yeah.
We need to all agree on
Alright,
it though.
yeah.
So
Oh, we have to be all in agreement here.
Oh.
because
Okay,
we're making a master top 5
Let's
right
make
now.
this difficult.
So
Let's go.
just to remind you, right now we have the waffles, we have the Travis Scott Highs, we have the Bread 4s, and we have the Vapor Maxes.
Okay.
So we need one to round out that top 5 because right now we have 4 power shoes.
It's gonna be the dunk or the MCA.
MCA.
I
For
go
the story.
MCA.
Oh,
Story.
MCA.
Just because I like blue, I'm gonna do MCA.
Just because I'm wearing blue, I'm gonna do MCA.
There we have it. All right, guys, we picked out our top 5. Once again, we have the Travis Scott Highs, we have the waffles, we have the Vapor Max, Bread 4s, and MCAs. I feel like that's a pretty strong top 5.
That is.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. It's always so much fun to talk sneakers. And for all of you watching at home, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you can stay up to date on everything that we got going on at Network. And also be sure to hit us over on Instagram so you can enter the drawing. So maybe you can take home one of the pairs of the best sneakers of 2019. See you guys in 2020.